Hello everyone, I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper 2. Last episode, we made our way to... what is it again? I've already forgotten the name of the place. The Greenbelt, that's it, the Greenbelt. Where Aki, of all people, is actually taking care of things, which honestly makes an incredible amount of sense. The Greenbelt, however, seems to be having trouble. One half of it is still fertile and producing food. The other half is dry and barren, and they can't make it work. But there is a way that we probably can. For that, we need to leave. Aki wants us to go to the ruins of her ship in order to get what is needed to get out of here. To save the place. But for that, we need to go to Hellion's Gate. I am curious about the Hollow, but we'll deal with that later. So, we're going to head back to the Hellion Gate, which does cost some fuel. I saw it! Seraphin comes charging into the bunks. I actually saw it! He is wild-eyed, and his breath is ragged. Are you okay? Seraphin takes a moment to catch his breath, suddenly aware of how frantic he sounds. He squints at you. Have you noticed how supplies have been going missing every so often when we travel? I have. I can see that now. You suddenly recall the mysterious mess that was left behind in supply storage. Seraphin sees the flicker of recognition in your eyes. So, after it happened a couple of times, I decided to keep an eye on our supply store. You know, check it from time to time. And just this cycle, I drifted down there, really quiet. He leans in. And whoosh! Something flew past me. He shakes his head. Knocked me right into the wall. Something? I don't know. It came at me fast. Some kind of... creature. Seraphin says the last word with emphasis. Is there really a creature loose on the ship? You look around the berth, suddenly aware that something could be hiding nearby. Tucked into the vents, perhaps? We know this thing likes supplies, right? Seraphin is also glancing around for hiding places. So, we lock them down tighter. Keep it out. That way it'll get desperate. And then, it'll make a mistake. What are you talking about? Bliss leans in from the corridor. I can hear you all the way in the workshop. Seraphin saw the supply thief. Bliss looks between the two of you with a raised eyebrow. From the way you are talking, I'm assuming it's not human. It's something small and dark. Something fast. We're going to lock up the supplies to drive it out. Bliss looks at Seraphin. If it's an animal, we don't want to make it any more scared and desperate than it already is. How about we lock up the supplies, but leave some out in a special place. Try to bait it. And then grab it! Seraphin mimes the act. No! Bliss looks between the two of you. We show it that it has nothing to fear. We tame it. It didn't seem very tameable. Seraphin rubs his sore ribs. Plus, we've already wasted enough supplies on this thing. You want to give it more? Seraphin turns to you. What do you think, Sleeper? You look between the two of them, still processing the strange situation you find yourself in. I say let's try to tame it. Oh, what a waste. Alright. You'll have to come down to the supply store every few cycles and put out some more food. That way it won't get desperate and do anything dangerous. And I'll lock the supplies up tight. Seraphin folds his arms. He won't get into them anymore. The plan set, Bliss and Seraphin leave the berth, heading in separate directions. You watch them go. Seems your ship is a stowaway. The question is, how do you deal with it? New drive available. Find the stowaway. Seraphin is convinced a creature stowed away on the rig and is stealing supplies. He wants you to help him find it. Right, let's go onto the rig. Rig supply store. That's what we can do. Seraphin wanted to provoke the stowaway into revealing itself. If it gets hungry enough, it might just do that. Or, rather than starve it, every few cycles you could leave supplies out for the stowaway until it is ready to reveal itself. Well, let's put in the supplies. You put supplies onto the special feeder. How long are you going to need to keep doing this? I don't know, but I intend to keep doing it. That said, while we could go to this now, I'm not going to. What I am going to do... How long does it take? 4. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some more salvaging here. I can salvage... Ooh, actually, I can salvage more supplies. Loses some energy, but it's fine. There, we're full up on supplies. Then we do some data scraping. And now, I'm going to run back over to the far spindle. We'll refill up on fuel at the far spindle, and I'm going to hand in these supplies. Okay, so it is going to happen then, but I'm going to throw supplies into here again. I don't know how long, but I am going to keep doing that. That said, we have what we need for Nemba. Here's your spores. You bring the spore crates to the kitchen's loading dock. Some of the volunteers come out to say hi. You remembered us. Nemba appears at the loading dock, slate in hand, as you load the crates into the back of the kitchen. I'm a little surprised. You look at the chef. He looks tired, though his sharp eyes haven't dulled in the time between your meetings. Didn't believe me?
Well, it's more that I feel a little drained of optimism. Don't take it personally.
Nemba glides over to a crate to take a look. He squints at the crumbled corners and bent lids.
Not in great condition, though. How long have these been bouncing around in your hold?
They were like that already.
Now that I can believe. They didn't bother to bring them to the right station, after all. I have a place picked out in one of the bays to cultivate these. Warm, damp, near the air recyclers.
He pushed one of the crates gently into the kitchen.
Shouldn't it take long before we have mushrooms to cook?
You follow Nemba into the kitchen, remembering your shifts working here. They were long, but the company was good, and as with all things, the difficulties have faded with time, leaving a golden sheen behind. Nemba seems to catch the way you were looking at the kitchen.
Much the same as before, I'm sure you noticed, but twice as oversubscribed. Each cycle, more refugees come out of the inner system. The war isn't going anywhere.
Nemba pushes the crate into a storage rack and pulls netting across it.
They disperse across the belt, of course, but many don't make it much further than the overhang, especially if they can't work. It's not just food, either. We need blankets, housing.
Nemba suddenly pauses and shoots you a look over his glasses.
Tell me, how is Greenbelt?
Well run.
I heard it was organized as a cooperative, all the workers sharing in the trade of their goods, but no chits exchanged, only resources for the colony.
Nemba watches you closely. I had to pay cryo for the spores.
Well, they can't all be saints. I'm sorry for that. I mention it because, well, it might be the kind of place to offer aid to the people here. I regret being mercenary, but waiting for benevolent helpers doesn't work. Apart from present exception, of course.
I can speak to them.
It's worth a shot.
Nemba looks you in the eye.
But you need their trust first. Earn that, then talk.
You have the feeling Nemba was waiting for your suggestion.
Here.
He takes one of the crates of spores.
I'm sure they could use these. Take them as a gift.
He pushes it to you.
But don't begin with the spores. Begin by understanding what they need from you. Trust me.
You have a feeling Nemba is good at getting what he wants.
Meanwhile, I have meal prep to begin. Thank you for the spores. Really. I will keep asking for help. You have to forgive me for that. It doesn't mean I don't understand what you are giving. Now get out of here.
Nemba waves you away with your crate of packed spores, his expression somehow both withering and encouraging at the same time. Okay, new drive available, which is connect Nemba and Aki. Nemba wants to make an alliance with Aki, the administrator of Greenbelt, to help with his humanitarian project in the Underhang. We can work on that, but we have 4 points. I'm going to use that for engineer. There we go, +1 in engineer. And I think helping Aki is major, helping Nemba is major. I complete those 2, and I'll be able to get engaged to +1. After that, I can work on getting these to +2, which is exactly what I want to have. That said, for now, we need to regain all our things. Let's see. Well, I can go ahead and buy things here. Fill up on fuel. Fill up on supplies. And I can spend more points here. Oh, wrong button. I don't know why I clicked that. Every extra bit of cryo helps. And there we go. Okay, that wasn't as good. But now, we head back over to the Hellion Gate. It's gonna take all our fuel to do this. That said, don't use up the supplies. We can spare some time. We're going to need it. And I can't really... Well, no, I can't really spare it for this. I think the guaranteed positives don't actually drain energy. They do not. That just straight up gives us Solheim data, which could be used for something in the future, I don't know. Not gonna bother with the others. This is good. Let's see if we can get to the Wind's Long Shadow. Recover step... Oh. Hold on. Aki, administrator of Greenbelt, has asked you to recover the remains of the steppe silk crop from the refugee ship she arrived at the belt in. 100 cryo per husk. That's actually good. Okay, so... Yujin, you're our only source of that. So I'm going to take that. These are both in positive, so I'm going to take Bliss for the extra engineer and Intuit. Yeah, I think Bliss and Yujin could work out. I feel like we may need the engineer. The Wind's Long Shadow floats, broken open at the sunward edge of the belt. One of the refugee ships that made the fraught journey out to the belt from the inner system long before the war truly took hold. The Wind's Long Shadow is a monument now, and a warning to any other vessel that might stray sunward.
Are you telling me that's where we are going seed hunting?
Yujin shakes his head.
Aki's in more trouble than we thought.
It is hard to imagine that this cold, dead place might hold some key to the future of a settlement as verdant as Greenbelt. But that is why you are here. Steppe silk husks. That's what Aki said. The crop she brought from her home, carried out with the refugees. If there's anything left, it'll be your job to continue its journey from this place. This is no salvage job, Sleeper. Seraphin gets up from his cockpit seat. You need to be delicate. The more of those things we can get out, the more Aki will pay. Not to be totally mercenary. Seraphin winks at you. You look out at the wreck, shrouded in debris. Delicate. Right, time to put that to the test. So let's see. We have crop processing. Finding steppe silk husks left behind in the processing bays will take care, patience, and a little luck. The bays are leaking atmosphere and your search is making it worse. If they lose it all, any husks will be destroyed. We can cut open the bays. Systematically cutting open the bays to find husks is safer and smarter, but slower than tearing them open. Or, the split in the ship has revealed layers of bays and machines for processing step silk. Breaking them open might reveal forgotten husks. Second, we have the storage vault. There has to be a container in the storage vault that has some step silk inside. The trick is finding it. We can scan for the husk. There are a lot of containers to search. Scanning for organic material will help, but the debris is still an issue. And the ship's vault is full of sealed containers that might hold a protected step silk husk, but it's also full of dangerous debris. Okay, and finally, we have the broken dust house. Step silk dig. Digging through the remains of the old dust house is an act of hope. Can anything have survived this? The step silk husks in dust are easily exposed. One wrong move and they'll be destroyed forever. Well, sifting through the clouds of dirt, sector by sector, is the safest way to uncover any husks that might have survived, or the dust house is full of dirt and shrapnel. Clearing it might unearth some husks, but it also might destroy them. Intuit would have been a huge help around here. Okay, well, I can throw a clear dust house into here. That did help. I'm not going to risk another. It's 3. 3 would end up being a complete failure. I can break open the bays here. That helps out a ton. Oh, that helps out so much. And we can cut open bays with this. That helps out. I think, Bliss, you might be able to help out a lot here, cutting open the bays. Ow, I'm not keen on the stress with a neutral. That's why. Okay, one more and we'll be good. Tell you what, Yujin, this should hopefully work. That did not help. I'll give it a try with a 2. Got it. So that's one of them done. We now have 1 step silk husk. The broken dust house is extremely risky. I'm only going to use 5s and 6s on that. Storage vault, however, has more of a chance. This is only going to take a few days. A few cycles, I mean. Yeah, this isn't too bad. I'm not keen on the stress. Alright, so that's 1 down. I need to use a cycle to feed some supplies to get out the creature. Oh, that's a bad... Okay. Use the supplies. It's bothersome, but... Oh, we have 6s. Oh, this is good. Go ahead, clear the dust house. Okay. This is risky. Throw in a sector search. Got it. That's 2 of them. 1 more, and it's in the storage vault. We can get this. Do the search for the husk. That was very good. That less so, but you can get a positive with a 6. Scan for the husk. 2 stress. Eesh. From a negative. Yikes. But there we go. We got the 3rd one. The search is complete. There's nothing else to find here. If the wreck wasn't dead before now, scoured of the final husks of life, it surely must be. As Seraphin starts up the drive, you give the Wind's Long Shadow a final look in its resting place. It is hard to feel sad about another chunk of scrap orbiting in a system that is made of nothing but the scrap of past regimes. But the people who lived on and built this ship, those people are worth a moment of memory. You think of them as you prepare to leave and hope that they, like Aki, have been carried on to new lives beyond the desperation of escape. And those that didn't get out, you hope your passing through this place did not disturb them. Alright. All things considered, that went well. let's go ahead and leave. That went extremely well. Okay, we'll need to rig the supplies again. Since I'm here, I can scrape some more data for 100% positives. There's some more data. I'm going to seize some cargo here. They're ones, but there's not much I can do about them. There we go. Some extra supplies to fill up things there. And I'll see if I can scavenge a bit of extra fuel. That helps a bit. Okay. Let us make our way back down to the Greenbelt. You bring the steppe silk husks you gathered from the wind's long shadow to Aki, and she is as pleased as you would expect. You meet her on the bridge overlooking green fields, the Greenbelt workers quietly toiling below, while the air recycler's wind gently rustles the leaves of the crops. Sleeper. Aki holds the husks to her chest. Thank you. These are a new beginning for us. Aki pauses, nodding her brow. How was she? The wind's long shadow. She must have been beautiful once. Aki smiles. She truly was. Until they killed her. I was wondering what happened, why it's ruins. Aki sighs and looks out at the Greenbelt fields. Everyone must die in the end. The belt makes wrecks of us all. She looks back to you. But what you have brought me, this is new life. Give us time. We will need to clear and reseed the other biosphere. I hope you will return to us when the work is done. She presses a handful of chits into your hand. Thank you. She meets your eye. You watch her carry the husks gently away, glowing with the promise of fresh growth. Sleeper! You hear Bliss's voice hiss as you pass through the rig's central corridor. You have to come see this. You follow their voice and find them floating outside the supply store looking in. Bliss holds a finger to their lips and nods inside. Quietly. She's eating. You look inside and see a cat floating just inside, batting at a food pouch. The stray barely acknowledges your and Bliss's presence, instead angles its body to catch the droplets of liquid that are released from the transparent pocket. We have a kitty! Yay! Looks like we found our stowaway. Bliss smiles at you. Hey there, girl! Bliss whispers at the stray, beckoning. They hold up their hands so the cat can see them. Not here to take those rations away, alright? You both watch as the stray suddenly kicks away, twisting balletically through the air and gliding past you both out of the supply store. It catches one of the corridor's ribs, swinging itself to the wall where it perches and watches Bliss with big eyes. The comfort of its movement in zero-G is striking, and you realize you have never seen an animal navigate in microgravity before. You hear a sound and turn to find Seraphim arriving from the direction of the engine room. He stops dead in his tracks against the wall, staring at the stray. What the hell is that? Seraphim hisses his question at you both. It's a cat! What's a cat? Seraphim says the word strangely. Careful there. Bliss holds up a hand to Seraphim. Don't scare her. So that's a cat? Seraphim is watching the stray carefully, either fascinated or scared. It's hard to tell. I thought it would be bigger. You've never seen a cat before? Where would I have seen a cat? Seraphim looks at you. Come to think of it, where have you seen a cat? The question makes you pause. Where have you seen a cat? Not in the belt, not in zero-G. You close your eyes and bring to mind the faint image of a cat stretching in the sun. Somewhere warm, somewhere with weight, with gravity. You touch the fur of its back and it reacts, sliding against your hand. Careful! Seraphin's hissed warning brings you back. Bliss is reaching out to the stray. Shh, you'll scare her. Bliss makes a tutting sound. We had cats back on the eye, but they were in spin gravity there. The stray's big eyes watch Bliss's hand as it approaches. When they touch the top of her head, the stray does not move, does not react. Look at her leg. Bliss nods to the sleeve on the cat. She's been hurt before and taken care of. She's really scared. You see the cat is gently trembling with Bliss's touch, but slowly she settles and angles her head for Bliss to scratch her ear. The movement brings back the mysterious memory. What is its origin? Focusing on it makes her skin tremble, a shiver running up your arms. It's been breaking into our supplies. Seraphin has his arms folded and is looking at Bliss. Now we've caught it, we should let it out. Look at her. She's not going to do that again. Bliss's eyes meet the stray's. You aren't going to do that as long as we feed you, right? That may be true, but we can't risk it happening again. What if we'd been on a contract? Seraphin gives Bliss a reproachful look. We can't keep it. Bliss shakes their head. She's a stray. She needs a home. Right, Sleeper? Bliss looks at you. Oh yeah, we're definitely keeping her. Bliss smiles widely, unable to contain their excitement. You won't regret it. They look at Seraphin. Plus, the rig is already full of strays as it is. I guess it is. Seraphin concedes. You have to feed her though, Sleeper. She's your responsibility. I never thought a cat could eat so much. Seraphin's right. Looks like you'll need to keep feeding the stray every few cycles if you want her to stick around. This is going to be expensive. Trust me, cats are worth it. Seraphin reaches out sheepishly towards the stray. As he does, the cat bats playfully at his hand and he pulls it away. If you say so. I'm not really used to animals. You watch as Bliss tries to get Seraphin to pet the stray properly, guiding his hand to its ears for a scratch and explaining how to approach her. As you do, the memory of that other cat runs through your mind. It feels like a raw wound, one that if you touch it will only bring pain. But you can't help but pick at it, knowing that it might contain some distant part of you. Make a home for a stowaway. Alright, let's see here. So, now that you are familiar with the stray, you can feed her directly, but she is still a little nervous around you and the crew. So we will need to feed her on occasion. I'll have to remember that. So, with us here, we have the wheat sheaf, the worker's bar. Can't do anything here. And we have the weaver's fields. Aki is working to integrate the steppe silk into the biome, shoring up Greenbelt. You should come back when she is done. Got it. So in 6 cycles, we come back here. Which means we need to do something. And I know what we're going to do. There's nothing else we can do. Wow, 3! Filling up fuel is very easy here, and we have so much money. With nothing else to do, I suppose all we can do is move on, and I think we're gonna head to the Hollow. But that is going to be in the next episode, because this episode's gone on long enough. Next episode, on to the Hollow. Till then, I am Chestic44, I'll send you Spalai. This has been a Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper 2, and I shall see you all next time.